I'm following a red Challenger. And I like these cars, but this is just like a regular. I can see by tires are regular width, you know. This is like a regular V6, like they call them Challenger GT. This one over here. So this is, just wanted to show you guys, this is the last 20 kilometers. Was it like 12 miles to the ferry terminal? And first impressions, there's a lot of old trucks over here. Got stuck in a jam right after I left my hotel, probably like 5 clicks long, you know. Why? Because the guy was broken down, and there was only 2 lanes, and there was a shoulder like this, and he parked, and so he was partially blocking this lane, and there was a truck behind him, you know, like one of those road service trucks, and since then I saw 2 more trucks, you know, saw debris, some hard plastic, and then later I see a guy on the shoulder, and he's looking at his like, it looks like his mud flap, either mud flap, or I think maybe it was a light or something, but it was like some black hard pieces were in the left lane. So yeah, went online yesterday when I was at the hotel, went online, found this friend of mine told me where to go, this bcferries.com, and you don't need an account. You don't need an account, you just can, you know, check out as a guest, and basically you choose the terminal name, and I already knew which one, you know. That would be confusing, you know, like where you're supposed to know the name of the terminal. They have so many ferries right there, so which one are you trying to book? But I already know it's like the one I cannot even pronounce, like a crazy name. And the first one was sailing at 7 o'clock. It says sold out. Okay, that's not good. All right, next one, 9 o'clock, and it shows as available. So I start booking, and there's 2 options there. One is you can just reserve for $18. Again, we're in Canada, so all funds are Canadian. So you can do like a reservation for 18 bucks and then pay the rest at the terminal, or you can pay the full price, or you can just show up at the terminal, which I quickly realized would not be a good idea, because these things sell out, you know, and you can be stuck there for half a day if you try to cross. And so finally I decided, okay, I'm gonna prepay the entire thing. I click on this 9 o'clock, right, the next second ferry of the day, and it gives me a warning. Oops, something went wrong, try again. So I try again. Basically, when I refresh the screen, it says sold out. So that's what happened. So while I was looking at my options, that better slow down a little bit here. While I was looking at my options, that 9 o'clock sold out. So like, okay, next one, 10. All right, man, so better get that one before that sells out as well, you know. So I grabbed 10. My credit card worked. You know, sometimes you have issues, right? And they send you a email with a barcode, and so I looked on the map. That thing does even has a Starbucks in there, like, you know, it's like airport, right? Except it's for ferries. So there should be some guest amenities there, and you're supposed to show up like hour at least 1 hour before. They recommend 40 to 60 minutes. And this is my first time. I'm a bit nervous, never been there. And this highway 17. So I took what, like Trans-Canada 1 from Chilliwack, where I was, and I left real early because somebody told me, like, I was only like 86 clicks away, right? 53 miles. But they said this can take 2 hours because it's Vancouver. It's a huge city. And so yeah, so I think I left what, at 7? No, 7:30 maybe. And at first it showed arrival 8:45, and my ferry sails at 10. You know, that was like already close. But now the traffic eased up a bit after I turned from 1 to 17. Oh, and by the way, yesterday I went and before I shut down for the night, I filled up the tank because I was curious to see how is it possible that this Jeep allowed me to travel almost 900 clicks, and the range still showed 100. So it turns out this thing has a monster gas tank, not like regular 60-65 liters, because I put in, so I was pretty much empty, right? And I put in, I think, 70 or 75 liters. So not sure what kind of tank is that, but it's probably an option. You know, some people like when, you know, somebody travels for work far, and so I know on pickup trucks it's available on some pickup trucks, and it's pretty expensive. I think it's see, there was a cop in there hiding behind the bridge. And I knew it. I wanted to slow down, but then this truck like is barely moving. And yeah, that's another reason why the traffic is slow, because there's a lot of trucks. And of course trucks, you know, they cannot speed up. Let's say when we stop at a light or something, it take a very long time for them to pick up speed. Delta Port Truck Staging, the sign says. Oh yeah, there you go. That's that name. Tsawwassen, Tsawwassen. Tsawwassen. I don't know how to say that. But this should be interesting. And of course it's already much warmer than yesterday when I was driving through the mountains. As soon as I said much warmer, it was +9. Now it's just +8. The roads are not bad. It's been a while since I've been in this area. I've been here in a truck, I think, a couple of times. Yeah, I remember I brought something here back when I had I think I had a step deck. Yeah, back when I had a step deck. I think we're turning somewhere here. 1.7 kilometers. And I delivered something. They were building a bridge. I think I passed it on the way here. Huge bridge. It was very difficult to get in, very narrow, you know. And I delivered something, and then I found I sat here for like a week. Still remember, maybe I was with yeah, I was with Landstar. I was with Landstar, and I had a step deck trailer, I think, or maybe I'm mixing something up. But I remember the load back. The load back was a mine locomotive. like an engine. You know, engine that pulls like a rail machine. And I had to back into that huge open...
600 meters, keep left to stay on British Columbia 17.
I had to back into that... Keep left? No, we're not turning left. He says keep left. Okay.
Keep left to stay on British Columbia 17.
So like, keep left where? What the heck are you talking about?
Continue on British Columbia 17 for 4 kilometers.
Oh, okay. I already see like we are getting right into that. It's like a small like semi-island, you know. That's where the terminal is. So I'm 5 kilometers away. Perfect. So I'm gonna show you guys this approach, right? And so yeah, I had to back into that pit, and I think it was somewhere like an hour away from Vancouver, where I was basically, I found a place where to oh yeah, I went to a hotel. Okay, now I remember. I found a hotel that had a huge parking, and I called them. I said, do you have enough parking for trucks? And of course you always have to explain to them that you're not just like a 5-ton truck, you have a trailer. And she said, yeah, people stop here like this. And so I spent the night there. There was a small airport. I remember I did a video about planes taking off, like a small planes, you know, like one single engine. Man, it was pretty cool. So I spent like a weekend there, and then I finally found this load, and that one, like this engine, so I had to back into that pit, and I used a huge crane to grab it from the mine, lift it, put it on my trailer. Man, now look at this beauty. Lots of, so yeah, this is that narrow spot. Okay, this is the narrow spot. So basically this road ends over there. That's the you see, it says plan ahead, reserve at bcferries.com. Welcome to Tswassen Terminal. Man, so basically this is all artificial, right? This is all basically, they build this so that, so basically we're driving on water, that what used to be water. Okay, and there was a sign that said avoid GPS, follow the signs, do not follow the GPS. Okay, what do I need? I need departures, I'm guessing, right? Okay, this lane vehicles, that lane drop-off parking. Okay, so I'm vehicle, right? So better slow down here. This can always be cops sitting with a radar. Actually, there is a radar on. Slow down. Speed limit, blank, nothing. Okay, Victoria. See, like there's multiple. See, Gulf. It says Gulf Islands, Nanaimo, Victoria. I need Victoria. So there should be like toll booths, right?
In 400 meters, turn left to stay on British Columbia 17.
Speed limit 20 kilometers an hour. What? Victoria. Okay, yeah. So it's like basically like border crossing. I got you. I got you, buddy. Victoria, possible wait, one sailing wait. It's probably best to go here. where all the cars are.
Turn left to stay on British Columbia 17.
Please park close to booth window. Alright, so let me get ready. So I have to close this, basically find my ticket on my phone. And that's it. And then we'll continue once I get inside, because that's where all the amenities are, right? So I can go get coffee. See, this is exactly like the border crossing between Canada and US. They have these guys, but except these guys are walking around in, see, like that guy over there? I don't know why is he wearing a hard hat, you know, like in case a meteor falls down or something. That's not gonna help you, buddy. But yeah, the same setup, right? Toll booth. And they check vehicles. They go around with a mirror and they look underneath. Interesting. Like I said, my first time. So I'm guessing they will direct me where to go, where to park, and then you wait for for some reason closed. What? And somebody said, yeah, this can take, like, you can be here for half a day, you know, if you're not lucky, if you didn't make a reservation. And it says closed, and these guys are still there. Like, can you read? Oh, check this out. This guy has a, oh, it's Alberta. So I thought it was like Alaska or something. Victoria 1 sailing. I think I should go there, you know? Really. But it's too late now. Finally, it was my turn. I got to the window, showed them the code on my phone. They scanned it and printed me a ticket. So it looks like this. Check this out. See, BC ferries, Sawasan to Schwartz Bay. And I said, I've never been here. Where do I go? What do I do? And he says, you see, it says lane 41. He says you'll see markings on the lane. Like, this is 40, and that one is 39. See, so I'm like, those people are first, right? So, but there's so many men. It's like a huge ferry, you know. And so we just stay in the lane. See, that's 42, 43, 44, 45, and that's it. Just wait my turn. When they open the gate, just follow instructions, right? It's kind of like going inside a garage, I'm guessing. Like a big garage, I won't probably even, because it's so big, I won't even feel that it's a ship, right? I'm gonna make sure to take my bag and my fancy leather coat. But yeah, this would be interesting. So we'll continue once I'm on the ferry, because there's nothing interesting to report except those ships look pretty cool. That pink one, man, who would use pink color on a ship? Probably a girl owns that one. I don't know. But yeah, there's so many people, so no wonder these tickets sell out fast, man. It's like, I don't know, how many cars can this take? 1,000? And does it say 10 o'clock here? Yeah, see, it was, oh, the cost important, right? So $100 Canadian, and they charge $3.80 for fuel surcharge. Undersized vehicle less than 20 feet long is $78.25. So basically, the bigger your vehicle, the more you pay. And but it's funny, it doesn't say like purchase, booking, reference. It doesn't give me the time, because I was hoping to go grab some coffee or something. I think that's the terminal over there, but how do you leave, you know? Interesting. They're starting to fill up this lane. 42. So everything stopped. You see, the ship disappeared. So all these people are for the next ship. And when I saw that, I saw it was safe to leave the car because nothing was moving for another probably half an hour. And that thing over here, that building, there's so many stores in there. Like, you can, you know, the stables, it's really kind of like what I was hoping for. It's like an airport, you know, but only much more shops, much more little places where you can buy food. So I found Starbucks. It's at the very end, closer to the actual ferry, and it was pretty fast. Took like maybe 10 minutes to get some tall upside down Americano, and I got some sandwich over here with chicken and bacon. And then the best thing I found is this. They had a stand with all these, you know, tourist publications, and at the very bottom was this, says Victoria. And I'm like, hold on, wait a second. So that's where I'm going, right? And oh, by the way, I already booked a hotel, so I'm definitely gonna stay there for one day. And I booked a hotel. Pretty much I'm going, like, the main purpose of this journey, right? 1100 kilometers from Calgary, including the ferry. Man, some people would say you should have taken a plane, you know, but plane, it takes the whole day as well, right? Like, you have to be at the airport, you have to take a taxi to the airport, then you wait like 2 hours for your plane, then it can be delayed, you know, then you have to get from the airport somehow back to the like, there was a plane, much more expensive if you fly directly to Victoria, and then you avoid the ferry. But the cheaper one was fly to Vancouver, and I think there was one like for $200 return, you know, from Calgary. And then I could have rented a car in Vancouver and then drove to Victoria. But I don't know, I like driving. You know, Canada is a beautiful country, so why not, right? And so I got this, and I booked a hotel on the same price line. So I'm staying there next to this, like 5 minutes away from this accordion store where I'm going, right, to look at accordions. And there was a guy, I don't remember if I mentioned this, but a guy on Facebook was advertising also this Roland FR1X for like $2,200 Canadian. And we talked on the phone, and he was in Hope, BC, which I passed on the way. And I wanted to stop, but he said Sunday he's going to church and he'll be home after 4 p.m. local time. But I was passing that Hope like around 12 or 1, you know, so I didn't want to sit there and wait. But now he calls me last night, this guy, Harry. And basically he has 2 accordions and he's 84 years old. So one is too big for him, but it's MIDI. It's a super expensive, like that accordion brand new is like probably like $8,000, you know. And he says, I don't care what I sell, but I need to sell something. He says, I can sell you this big one with MIDI system, like a full-size accordion, you know. And he says comes with a sound module. So he says there's like hundreds of sounds in there, like, you know, accordion, orchestra, beats, you know. And then, but that one is like, I think he said $2,500 or $2,600. That's a bit too much for me. But this other one, the small one, is $2,200. And he's telling me he bought it on eBay for $3,000. So I'm not, I don't know. I said I'm already in Chilliwack when he called me yesterday on the phone. I said I'm going to Victoria. I really want to see this guy because his store, they check all accordions and they should be like in good condition, and he gives you warranty, and you can then after a year or two, whatever, you can trade them up, so you can bring it back, and he'll give you credit, and you can upgrade to more expensive accordions. It's like, you know, good customer service, right? Whereas with this guy Harry, that I never met him in my life, it's not a store, he's just a private, you know, he's a musician. He says he's been playing his whole life, you know. It's like interesting, you know, how many people you meet once I started this search and decided to learn the piano accordion. It's like I'm meeting people, I'm joining forums, you know. It makes life more interesting. Definitely looking forward to learning that thing, but mine's still not selling, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm posting ads everywhere, but yeah, so then I'm gonna spend a couple of hours at that store. Hopefully I'll get something. If not, then I'll stop in this Hope on the way back and see if I can get a deal on one of those accordions. But I booked a hotel, and it's, you know, Victoria is a nice little town. You know, it's an island, right? And so this booklet here will tell me where I can go, maybe do some photography in there, because I'm not sure when again I'll be back in this place, because it's so difficult to get to, you know, with this ferry and stuff. And plus it's so far away. But they have some beautiful gardens over here. There's a Chinatown with some beautiful architecture. I see some pictures. Historic treasures and modern delights go hand in hand over there, they're saying. So it should be cool, you know, it should be cool. That's why I brought my camera. Maybe visit some local restaurants. And I see like they have these what they are, orca, like a, you know, whales, but I don't know if this is the proper time of year for this. But actually my car, I cannot stay too long, but one day is okay, because I have to return this Jeep Thursday 8 o'clock in the morning. And I just read some comments while I was waiting for the coffee. Some people were saying bad things about the car. I don't know, you guys probably never had a Jeep, or you never drove one. I don't know, I'm super happy. Very nice suspension, you know, very smooth ride. The only thing I would change is just give it a bit more, well, maybe, actually no, everything is here. All I have to do just click that echo off, because of course, you know, let's say when you want to pass somebody fast, now I'm used to my Hellcat where I push gas and that thing just flies like a rocket. This one, you push gas, of course it tries to in echo mode, right? I drove all this way in echo mode, so it tries to save gas. And so of course it's not gonna respond right away, right? But I can turn off echo and I can turn on sport mode, and then this thing will fly, you know. So like V6, I'm pretty impressed with the performance. I don't know, I like it. It's a nice car, very comfortable, very nimble, you know, easy to park, because it's not like a huge pickup truck, right? And yet it has 4x4. I know I can go into, you know, snow, sand, stuff like that. And lots of room in here, like for one guy, you know, I love it. So don't say bad things about something that you never experienced yourself. Maybe you heard other people talk, oh man, Chrysler is junk. Well, I made it. This thing is so huge, it has its own elevator. I couldn't understand why there was a big hold up. It's because all these older people were waiting for the elevator. But then you can take like 4 flights of stairs. Look at this, man. This is like a house, a bit scary looking. And that's where all the lineups, we were over there. See, very nice. This is called Sun Deck. Oh yeah, and you can sit here, so you can just watch where we're going. I'm really glad I brought my big camera, but I only brought one lens, 50mm. Oh, there's another one. Check this out. Man, this is beautiful. I'm guessing that's the island over there, maybe. I don't know. No, it cannot be this close, because I know we're gonna go for like an hour. See, that's another one that looks much smaller. This is humongous. It's huge. So you can go to the back, and that's the port over there. And actually what's funny is that my lane started moving much faster. The 2 outside lanes started moving first, you know. So like there's still 500,000 people sitting there in their cars, you know. And this thing, interesting. So that one is called Salish Eagle, and at the top it says powered by natural gas. Interesting. So they no longer use diesel, and I can feel vibration. There's probably 20 jet engines powering this thing with so much weight. Uh-oh, we have a photographer in our midst. All right, so yeah, I should be able to take some cool pictures. So unfortunately, yeah, this is, I'm not sure I belong to this authorized personnel, so I cannot go there. but this is really cool. I think the only ferry I ever was on was the Newfoundland, but that one is a really scary ferry. It sails at night. Takes like 8 hours from Nova Scotia to reach from North Sydney, Nova Scotia to get the, what's the name of it? I forgot the name of the port, but it's 8 hours, and it's like a ship. It has bunks, it has compartments where you can sleep, you know. Anyway, I'll show you guys more once we start moving, because now there's not much to see except this. So the engines are working, that's good. I hope somebody did a circle check. The whole thing about this ferry, look at this. You see the blue dot, and it says United States. I was talking to my friend about this. He didn't believe me. Like, this is the terminal, right, that we just left, and for some reason this spot over here, see, like, they just went like this, like a triangle. So now technically we are inside the United States, because this is the border. Like, check this out. See, Canada, United States. So now we're inside the United States, but nobody's asking for passports. No, there's no customs, because of course you cannot leave. And then we're gonna cross here, you see this, and that's back into Canada. But these waters belong to US. Interesting. So that's the port over there that we left. There's another smaller ferry, maybe the same size, and it feels like very fast, you know. And the wind is pretty cold. In here, let's hide inside. This is going to be interesting, because we're not going through open water all the way. We're going between these islands, like other smaller islands, you know, like there's a lighthouse over there, but it's too far from my lens. Yeah, this is so beautiful. Everybody's taking pictures, and the day is very nice. Feeling is that it travels pretty fast. Look at the land. So we're passing some small island over here. People live here. Interesting. First time, never been here before. Everybody's taking selfies. Oh. That's not nice. Yes, we're making a wide turn, going between these islands. Man. Well, and we're in, and I see a big ramp lowering, going down, because I was wondering how we're gonna get off, you know. And so that thing was standing like this, and once we were docked, it goes down. So we have the wall in front of us, so I'm guessing those guys will leave first. So actually I got lucky, you know. I didn't wait that long to get on, because my lanes were first to board, right? And now I'm at, you know, like, the thing about ferries is that they don't do U-turns, right? Like, it was positioned like this when I was leaving, and now it docked this way. So, and I'm close to the front, you know, so pretty cool. And I see all kinds of vehicles, mostly of course British Columbia. I see Alberta. There's a Toyota there, and it says Washington. So there's some American tourists over here, but it's very tight, but it's okay. So about 15 minutes before the arrival, and I was tracking the movement on you know, the cell phone works, so I could see our position on Google Maps, and I saw the names of these dozen of islands we passed like this on the way here. I thought there was just one island. I thought, you know, we would leave the Vancouver or Delta, BC, and just end up in Victoria. But turns out, you know, there's a bunch of islands, and it was exciting. It took 90 minutes, by the way. So we left at 10 local time, which is Pacific, and now it's 11th. Basically, we docked at 11:30, so now it's 11:34. And yeah, 15 minutes before, there was an announcement on the PA system, and they said people with vehicles, because not everybody has a vehicle, right? Some are just passengers. People with vehicle, please return to your vehicles, but do not start until we're ready, basically, to disembark. But it's all open here. There's no windows. But of course, you know, if everybody starts idling, that's a lot of CO2. And this thing is so comfortable. It has like, this is level 4, and the top deck, sun deck, is level 7, where you're under the open sky. And then level 6 and 5, there's like a lounge. If you don't want to be outside, you can sit inside, like very comfortable. And there was a restaurant, like a coffee shop. You can drink wine if you want. But there was so many people. I wanted to get coffee, but there was like a lineup was huge. Okay, just as I thought. So those guys are leaving. These guys are leaving. Okay. So now this entire row has to leave. Oh, wait a second. She's directing these guys. Google. She's stopping those guys. All right. And I wanted to come here in a Hellcat. I don't know. I would probably scratch the heck of everything. Like that front spoiler. And so yeah, so 2 lanes was we were coming on, and now 2 lanes we're leaving. And basically, again, I never been here before, so this is my first time. Just basically watch your 6 and read the signs. And did I find that my Google does not see my route yet? Okay, what's the speed limit here? I see that these guys, look at this. That's how we were sitting on that side. There's a terminal over there. So I'll be leaving probably tomorrow because but it is like a wonderful opportunity to explore. I never been here, so
Head southwest on Dolphin Road toward Gullhaven Road.
Oh, found it.
400 meters, turn right onto Land's End Road. Signs for British Columbia 17.
Okay.
Turn right onto Land's End Road. Signs for British Columbia 17. Then turn left onto the British Columbia 17 South Ramp.
No,
Head
wait.
southwest on Patricia Bay Highway, British Columbia 17.
I'm already on 17.
Continue on Patricia Bay Highway for 28 kilometers.
28 kilometers, okay. So now we're heading to downtown, pretty much Victoria. See? Nice. What is that whistle? Oh. And I'm on an island. So my second time on a ferry. And actually that 90 minutes, man, it went pretty fast because I got my camera out. I'm so glad that I didn't forget it. Didn't leave it at home. And actually that one lens, 50mm lens, was marvelous. You know, like of course I cannot shoot far, but I did have to change lenses, so I just had one lens because that's all I have with me. And then of course I have this GoPro. And what's interesting that this is 17, which is the same highway I was on when going through Delta, BC towards the terminal on the other side. Interesting, right? So there's a huge gap in between where you have to take the ferry, but here it's once again it becomes Highway 17, and I don't feel like driving fast. I'm just enjoying the views. Everything is so green, man. But imagine this. So the ferry, I just checked the ticket. Like, was it a round trip? No, it was $100 one way. You know. So now it's $100 here, Canadian, right? So 75 US, and then it's $100 back. So not exactly cheap. So I hope people here, they don't like live here and work in Vancouver and do this every day. Beautiful, you know, gorgeous day. So I took so many shots in all those islands, some boats. There was another ferry coming on and going in the opposite direction. I saw some sailboats. At one point there was something in the water that looked like a trunk, you know, like a treasure chest. I was ready to jump overboard and grab it, but then when we got close, I saw that it was a piece of timber, like round timber, like this big, you know, maybe 3 feet long, but round. And it was light brown in color, kind of like a piece of a tree trunk, you know, but already like debarked. So yeah, Google Maps found me. Everything is good. Volkswagen. My brother wanted to buy this one, SUV, and then he decided to go and get that Skoda. Oh, this guy was parked next to me. I like these Rubicons, you know, like a mix SUV and the pickup truck. Biker saw a camera in my head. I'm guessing he was smiling. Many bikers, by the way. I saw some videos on YouTube. They oh, look at that. Yeah, they have cameras everywhere. They put cameras on their helmet or on their steering wheel, and they record all kinds of interesting videos, kind of like POV but on a bike, you know. By the way, never drove a bike, like a motorcycle. I don't think I even ever was. No, I think once somebody gave me a ride when I was a kid. It was a popular combo, like a bike with a, you know, that sidecar. I think once in my life, yeah, somebody gave me a ride on a bike, but I never was on a bike like this. Never drove one. 'Cause, you know, you need a separate license, right? I was thinking about it would be cool to get like a dirt bike. You probably don't need any license for that one, you know. Just let's say if once I sell that Hellcat for $500,000 to some rich lady in UK, I'm guessing, because over there they're crazy expensive. So let's say I sell that Hellcat for I don't know, I'm dreaming, okay, 150 grand Canadian, and then I can buy a pickup truck. Because one of the beautiful things that pickup truck has versus SUV is that I see guys, you know, you can load something like a four-wheeler, right, or a dirt bike. You can load in the back and just secure it with some straps, and then you can go, let's say, to some public land and do some off-roading, you know. It would be awesome. When I was a kid, I remember we had these what do you call them? Like a competition, you know, like races on these dirt bikes. They were pretty popular in Russia, where they have this, you know, an area with lots of hills, you know, and we just sit there and we see how these guys, you know, fly into the air when they go over the hill. It's one thing I remember, it was super loud because these guys, they didn't have any mufflers at all. I was like, I don't know, 15 years old, 14 years old. I think my parents took me, and I had a headache on the next day. So it was like, you know, like, man, they should issue some ear protection. Because yeah, it was like a racetrack, right? Like a race car. They're very loud, right? Well, depending on the regulations, of course, or different tracks have different noise level that are allowed. And I see houses are not exactly like $1 million houses, you know. I don't think everybody here is rich, but probably, I'm guessing we're gonna do I'm gonna do maybe another video tomorrow morning, I think. I think I want to go back to the same hotel, except that one was like $200, man. So if I have a hotel here, so if I let's say I buy an accordion, let's say it takes me a couple of hours, then I'm gonna have lunch, but then the rest of the day I want to go explore maybe downtown. They say the Chinatown here is beautiful, but the only thing is I forgot the spare battery for this GoPro. It's probably gonna die pretty soon, but I just want to go and take pictures, and maybe I'll attach them to this video. I'm definitely gonna attach the pictures I took from the ferry, because it just was amazing. Like I said, that 90 minutes went by pretty fast, and all I did was I was walking from one side to the other just to see which side had better views. And especially when we were passing these small islands, you know, like they had some lighthouses there. We passed a few boats, like I said. So, man, I felt like a kid, you know. I really needed this. I needed this. This is kind of feels like a vacation, because that freight brokerage business can be really frustrating. Okay, where are we going? We keep going for 17 clicks. All right, let's keep rolling, right? So if it dies, it dies. So I just want to show you guys the, you know, especially if some guys from US or UK are watching, right? You've probably never been here, so we're learning together. This is my first time. If you've never been here, okay, let's see. Diesel 177, not too bad. And in Chilliwack, so gas is $1.88.9 Canadian per liter. Diesel is 1.77.9. Over there in Chilliwack, it was $1.86. $1.86 was 91 gas, and diesel was pretty much the same price. But in Alberta, of course, it was way cheaper. Alberta, I filled up my Hellcat with 93 gas. It was $1.76 per liter. Like here, regular is $1.80 something, right? All right, so the speed limit is 90, so we can speed up a little bit. 90, perfect. And I don't believe Victoria is a big town. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna ask this guy, the accordion seller, I'll ask him what he recommends, where to go for photography. Just gonna grab my backpack. Don't want to leave it at the hotel. What is this? Is this smoke or fog? Not sure. Now we're back to 80 clicks an hour. So yeah, so tomorrow I wanna, once I leave the hotel, actually tonight I need to book the ferry again, right? But I'm gonna book it for like lunchtime, so that I can have a morning. I can maybe go drive somewhere in my car, or I can go for a walk. Just I want to see more of this Victoria, because you know, where else, when again I'm gonna be here, I have no idea, because it's pretty labor intensive, you know, getting here takes a long time. So ferry, right, 90 minutes, $100. It's pretty much, they charge you $1 per minute. Like as if they have a meter, you know, chick chick chick, every minute $1, except it's more, it's $100 for 90 minutes. So yeah, tomorrow, the rest of the day today and tomorrow morning, I'm gonna spend exploring Victoria. Oh, and tomorrow I'm gonna charge my GoPro overnight. I can do another video. We'll do a video about some sightseeing. But of course, the major goal of this trip is to get my fancy musical instrument. And one guy, I read a comment, one guy says, why don't you buy a keyboard? And actually I read about this. They're saying that those ones are easier to learn, you know, like a piano, except it's just electronic keyboard, right? It's a few $100s. It's way cheaper than the accordion, and you can make it sound like pretty much any instrument. It's basically, what is it, synthesizer, right? So you can make it play like an accordion, you know, violin, like a bunch of orchestra sounds. But the thing is, the accordion, I really like the sound, like the genuine sound of this, you know, musette, like French. It's just something, you know, something there. It sounds, I was just comparing like digital ones where it's simulated, digital accordions versus acoustic, and acoustic definitely have a more genuine sound, you know. But you cannot do any orchestra sounds, you cannot have drums. But the accordion, if somebody's interested, the bass system is simpler than on the piano, believe it or not. On the piano, or you know, synthesizer, you have to build all chords manually. So let's say if you want to play a chord consisting out of 3 notes, you have to use 3 fingers, right? Whereas on the accordion, they have one button, let's say C, then the next button next to it is C major, and then there's C minor, and then there's that C7, whatever it's called, diminished 7, right? So one button, let's say C major, has like 3 or 4 notes already. So instead of using, you know, you just use pum 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 pum, 2 fingers, and you're actually already playing a chord, you know. The only problem is, of course, you cannot see it. That's the difficulty, because the left, the treble side, you can see if you tilt the accordion a little bit, but the left side is really, you have to play by touch. But the system itself is genius, like the way one button gives you chords, you know. That's what I like about accordions and these garmoshkas, Russian garmoshkas. All right, what do I have here? Petro Canada. Lots of lights here. So yeah, gonna get the accordion, then go for lunch, find some cool restaurant, maybe with some seafood, and then probably after 3 I can go find my hotel, and then maybe go for a walk to downtown somewhere. I don't think my hotel is far from downtown, but we'll see. So I'm 9 clicks away from the accordion store. Actually 10. Well, there's some kind of park, so you can bring your car here and then you can go for a walk next to the water. Oh yeah, they have lots of, you see, like they have these I'm guessing biking paths, walking paths. Elk Lake to the right. It's raining. Traffic laws enforced by cameras. I'm guessing so. I need Cloverdale Avenue. 2 clicks to the turn. Meters, man, I have to get into the curb lane. Downtown, pretty much, well, a bit further. And this guy Martin I talked to, he says you can park behind the store. There's like a side street. There's free parking there. So I already know where I'm gonna park, approximately. Yeah, we're turning right and then we're turning left. Yes, ma'am.
Turn right onto Cloverdale Avenue. In 300 meters, turn left onto Trans-Canada Highway, British Columbia 1 South.
I think it's the one over there. The next light. 200 meters, yeah, that's roughly 200 meters. 600 feet. But look at this. It's sunny. And it's raining.
South.
And guess what's on the corner? Jeep Chrysler. Wheelie Dodge Chrysler Jeep. 15% off 22-year models. Finance as low as 0%. I see lots of Jeeps like this one. And then I see Wranglers. I see Ram trucks.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Alpha Street.
Which one? This one? Told me. No, next one.
Turn right onto Alpha Street.
I'm guessing this one. Oh, Starbucks. Cool.
In 400 meters, turn right onto Burnside Road East.
And the guy's writing tickets. Okay. There were two guys there with little tablets, and they were. Where am I going? Like he has an accordion store somewhere in the in the back of industrial area.
Turn right onto Burnside Road East, then your destination will be on the right.
30 minutes. Parking 30 minutes, 8 to 6, okay. Oh, that's what they were doing. Those guys over there, they were looking at their watch. You know?
Your destination is on the right.
Okay, so he said you can park in the back. This is the store. One hour. Oh, cool. But maybe I can make it over there. So here's my hotel. No elevator, but that's fine. And located right next to all these rental apartments. My guy's over there, so I'm on 3rd level. There's a restaurant here, but the lady was very nice. I asked her, where do you go for some lunch? And she says, there's a pathway here. I'm gonna go, and near the water, she says the best restaurant is called Glow. And this is what you get for $130 in Victoria. So this is coffee, small fridge, big TV, much better than in Chilliwack, where it was $200 a night. 2 beds, so I can bring a girlfriend. Wow, everything works. It doesn't even feel like you are on an island, you know. And the goal of the trip has been fulfilled. Tempo Trend Music is the name of the store. I really enjoyed meeting the guy who can actually play. He was showing me all these accordions, and he can actually play them. And he says, you want to try? I said, I don't play. I'm just buying one to get started. So, but I walk in, and the first thing I noticed is that he told me that he has like 600 accordions, but I don't see 600. I see like maybe 5-6 cases, and then a couple of different like button accordions that I don't want. A couple of them are out of their cases, and first he was busy with the customer, and then when he was finally free, I said, okay, can you just help me out? And at first he showed me MIDI, a Roland. He said like it's in mint condition. He says, you want to see it? It's like 3X, Roland 3X, but I know those were expensive. I said, and he played it, and it sounded a bit electronic, you know, so I really decided to get acoustic accordion, you know, just to get started. And you see it speaking out over there. He gave me the bag is included. And so turns out he did have a bunch of accordions, but they were all upstairs. Like it's an older building that probably he owns. And first floor is a very crowded store where he sells guitars, drums, some accordions are there, his register is there, right? He still runs DOS, believe it or not, DOS operating system. He says it's totally secure, it's not hooked up to the internet. But he said my son finally persuaded me to install Windows, but he says I'm so used to DOS that I asked him to install Windows, but then he runs DOS programs in like incompatibility modes, like his main bookkeeping software. Unbelievable, still works in DOS. You just enter everything, it's like a database, right? Man, that's like what, 40 years old? I still remember DOS. Anyway, we went upstairs. Oh yeah, and he says this roll, and I said, how much is it? He says 4,800. I said, man, that's like 2 times my budget. I said, can you show me something for $1,000? He showed me something for $1,000. It was old. I look at the compression, the bellows are moving. I said, okay, let's move up to $2,000. He says, I have this. Oh, actually, this one was standing there, and I like the look of it. I said, how much is this? He played it. I like the sound. And I like the look, and the only thing I know about these so far, right, it's the compression. So I just, man, how do you get it out? So beautiful accordion. So Italian, E soprani, because there's a bunch of these soprani. There's Paolo soprani. So look at this. Beautiful, this, he said, I think he said 5 or 6 years old. So 3, what do we have, 7 switches here. So it's just 3 reeds, L M M M L M M. I asked him about 4 reeds. He says no, 4 reeds would be like 4 or 5 grand, So there's this, has an adjustable wheel for the left. So the straps are in good condition. Nice straps. Maybe he put on new ones, I don't know. But the bellows are in good condition and the sound is nice. So like I said I want French musette sound. Give me some French sound. And of course he says for real French you need 3 middle reeds. You see this? It's pretty tight. Excellent. The other one was, as soon as you hold it like this, it started moving like crazy. So this is my new toy that I've been wanting to learn since I was a kid. Man, it's pretty big. But you see, like this, it's like so much easier because you can see. So like beautiful, sounds very good. And then here the buttons are marked. I believe this is C. I just have to relearn everything because it's totally different than on my Russian garmoshka, like the position of notes, but this is what I was looking for. So Captain Sergei got an Italian accordion, a bit expensive. I didn't want to spend this much. I wanted to spend maybe $1,500, but he showed me what's available. Oh, and the best part is that he has a, once you buy it from him, once you buy it from Martin, you have 3 years to trade it in. And what happens, he says, if it's in good condition, like if you didn't screw it up, right, like everything looks the same like this, within 3 years, I have 3 years, like 1, 2, 3. Whenever I decide, I bring him this accordion, and he gives me full credit. And I asked him, I said, how are you doing this? I said, you're gonna give me, what was it, like $2,200, I think, plus tax. I said, so you're gonna give me credit for $2,200 to upgrade to more expensive accordion? He says, yes. I said, why? He says, well, if it's in good condition, he says, these accordions are actually, he says, I can make more money when I sell them, you know? Like if you, so the main thing is just keep it in good condition, then I can get it back to him and get like maybe a new one, you know? But new ones are like, I don't know, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, but for now, I just want to learn, and this is exactly what I want. It's not the full size, which are very heavy, and they have this is 37 keys here, 96 here, perfect for learning, because my manual said must have at least 34, like the accordion book. This is 37, even better. So 3 reeds, not the 4 I wanted, but excellent condition with trade up, available for the next 3 years, made in Italy. No leaks, beautiful instrument, you know. And I wanted black, so that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted this medium size, not too big, not too small, something that I can get started. And this, I wanted to do this since I was 9 years old, when my mom said they didn't have enough money to buy me a German piano accordion, and she bought me that Bayan timbre with a classical, very dry tuning, you know, no musette, and it was all classical music that we were learning at that community center. I want to play something popular, you know, like some pop music, I don't know, some rock, some disco, you know, something funky. All right, thanks for watching. So now I'm just gonna go for a walk, find a restaurant, maybe have some wine with a steak or something, celebrate this successful mission, and see some of the beautiful Victoria. And if I take pictures now on the way there, because it's like a trail, like a walkway along the water, if I see something interesting, I'll attach them at the end of this video together with the pictures I took on the ferry. Cool? Cool.